Renovation of the Chief Minister's residence. Costs of renovation of the house included sheer curtains and mains for Rs 96 lakhs, kitchen equipment for Rs 39 lakhs, TV console for over 20 lakhs. The Sheeshmahal narrative, it does not just remain a narrative anymore. It is public money.
No, but I would also,
at the end of
I
the
would
day.
also question the sanctity of these numbers, first of all.
It's a CAG report.
CAG report, this is apparently a leak of some CAG report. The CAG report has not come out yet.
It's less than 20 days for voting for Delhi elections, and we are joined by Mr. Jasmine Shah, and he has written a book called The Delhi Model.
The last time the country heard of a state-led model was the Gujarat model.
But why the specific comparison with the Gujarat model and not any other model? The Aam Aadmi Party has also been running certain narratives on the ground ahead of the election. First is the narrative of voter list rigging.
आप देश के इलेक्टोरल सिस्टम को चलाने की बात कर रहे हो, नई दिल्ली कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में ओपन इलेक्टोरल फ्रॉड हो रहा है.
Do you really expect the voters of Delhi to believe that the Bharatiya Janata Party is actually bringing in Rohingya refugees to Delhi and settling them in colonies?
Who is the first to start it? The Bharatiya Janata Party.
What do you think they seem to achieve by bringing Rohingyas into Delhi?
Their number one agenda is communal polarization.
Renovation of the Chief Minister's residence. So the official stand now is to look at these figures with doubt?
Look at these figures with doubt, look at the entire narrative around this with doubt.
It's less than 20 days for voting for Delhi elections, and we are joined by Mr. Jasmine Shah, who has been a policy person for about 2 decades, associated with the Aam Aadmi Party for about a decade now. He has been a vice chairperson of the Delhi Development and Dialogue Committee, and he has written a book called The Delhi Model. Mr. Shah, welcome to the Quint and Quint Hindi, and welcome to my show Badi Badi Baatein.
Thank you, Ishwar.
You know, every party or politician likes to talk about a particular model of development. The Delhi model has been well popularized by the Aam Aadmi Party over the past decade in terms of healthcare, schooling, etc. Why the need to write the book now when elections are around the corner? Was it a coincidence or was it not a coincidence?
Not really. I would say the reason why I would first of all believe that any serious development model needs to show lasting change and lasting change over a longer period of time. The AAP government has now finished, it's almost about to finish 10 years in Delhi. And you know, back in 2015 when AAP came to power, I remember with the mandate of 67 out of 70 seats, and I was outside, you know, I was not part of AAP at that point in time. And people across Delhi as well as India was looking forward to what is this kind of a party, completely newcomer to Indian politics, and with this kind of a mandate, what different will they do when in power? 10 years is a substantial period to step back and take stock of what has really changed, what has not changed. I believe this is good time for people also to objectively assess ki kya hua hai, kya nahi hua, and I hope this at least initiates informed discussions about the true contribution and work of Aam Aadmi Party.
There is a lot of comparison in the book with the Gujarat model, along with data in terms of, you know, it speaks in detail about how the Gujarat model has done better on a lot of fronts, but not necessarily on social indices like healthcare, education, etc. But why the specific comparison with the Gujarat model and not any other model?
The last time the country heard of a state-led model was the Gujarat model. The reason the Gujarat model is relevant, a discussion on that is relevant today, is because policies of the Modi government at the center are a distinct imprint of what he was doing in Gujarat. So the Gujarat model wants and chases only one parameter, which is the headline GDP growth. Agar state ki economy अच्छे से grow कर रही है, then no questions asked. Don't ask whether our children are being, you know, educated well or our people are healthy and all of that. If you look at the average wages, Gujarat today ranks 19 out of 20 states, 19th. Gujarat has consistently been spending the least fraction of its budget on health and education amongst all Indian states. The Human Development Index state level, which is an overall measure of the well-being, Gujarat ranks 21 out of 28 states. Delhi model's entire focus is on investing in human capital. So over the last 10 years, Delhi's GDP growth has been at par with the rest of India. Delhi has the lowest inflation in country today, which is 2.2%. It's less than half of national average. Delhi is amongst the lowest unemployment rates in the country. We rank today number 1 in Human Development Index. Delhi has possibly the best government schooling system and healthcare system. So that's why I believe the Delhi model stands as a distinctly different model than the Gujarat model, and the country is going down the Gujarat model because that's what we seem to be doing at the national level.
Are you sure the comparison with the Gujarat model is not to further propagate the narrative that the AAP is the only probable opponent to the BJP in the country?
No, see, I mean, there is no doubt about that fact. There is no doubt about that fact that we do believe, and it's not about us believing. BJP खुद मानती है कि उनका सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन आम आदमी पार्टी है. Never in the history of India has a national political party like AAP faced a scenario where number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, everybody sent to jail in a fake case. So BJP definitely does feel the threat of Aam Aadmi Party.
Mr. Shah, you've been in the policy space for a few years, and for the past few years, for the past few budgets, union budgets, the middle class has been feeling the heat, specifically with taxation, etc. How does Delhi's middle class fare differently than the general middle class of India under the Delhi model?
First of all, I think you are right. I mean, the fact that India's middle class has been feeling the heat is because this is the idea of the Gujarat model. Gujarat model is giving lavish incentives and relief only to the rich industrialists and corporates. I will tell you what, in Delhi model, we have done a lot of things for the middle class. Delhi, and this is by the way central government data, Delhi's inflation is at around 2.2%. India's inflation is at around 4.8%. We are half than rest of India. Electricity हमने मुफ्त दी है. Now this is for 70% of the population मुफ्त electricity, for another 20% is highly subsidized. So 90 middle class में 90% तो आ ही जाएगा. पानी, free पानी हम देते हैं around 60% of the population. मोहल्ला clinic, you know, day to day primary healthcare. See, very people go to tertiary care, वो भी हमारे यहाँ मुफ्त है. We have फरिश्ते scheme which is for accidents. ये जो freebies की बात करते हैं and people unfairly target the AAP model, they forget that the money that we are giving as freebies in terms of benefits to the poor and the middle classes is after we have made investments in infrastructure. In Delhi, over the last 10 years, we have built around 38 flyovers. In the 65 years before that, 62 flyovers were built. So you can see the rate at which we have expanded Delhi's infrastructure. The Delhi metro network has doubled in the last 10 years. उससे पहले जितना बना था उसको 17 साल लगे थे. हमने केवल 10 साल में उतना ही metro network बना दिया. We brought 2,000 electric buses. You know, I mean, these are all contributing to pollution and environment. So infrastructure पे हमने काम किया. We have 4 lakh CCTV cameras which have been installed in Delhi. We have, which is by the way the highest density of CCTV cameras anywhere in the world. Forget India. सबसे ज़्यादा है क्योंकि we care about the safety. In street lights, we've installed 4 lakh street lights. So on infrastructure बहुत खर्च किया. And final element I would say is corruption. You know, one of the biggest reasons why middle class is cynical of politicians and governments is because उनको लगता है भाई सब कोई corrupt है. Aam Aadmi Party's birth had come out of an anti-corruption movement. And very interestingly, the moment we came to power, the anti-corruption branch was snatched away from us. The Lokpal bill was stalled by the centre. But what we did after that is something that the middle class in Delhi only experiences.
But you know, along with popularizing the Delhi model and the Delhi governance model, the Aam Aadmi Party has also been running certain narratives on the ground ahead of the elections, and I will come to them one by one. First is the narrative of voter list rigging. We all saw last month the press conferences where the Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Kejriwal, came out in the open, alleged attempts to rig voter lists. The party gave out data from Shahadra. Recently, Chief Minister Atishi wrote to the Election Commission making similar claims from the New Delhi constituency, which is Mr. Kejriwal's constituency. But after the data from Shahadra, the party has not really come out with another set of data. Why so?
No, we have. So I'll give you an example. For your viewers, Shahadra is a classic case of what we see BJP stooping down to when it feels that on the track record of work or on the track record of promises, it doesn't want to compete with Aam Aadmi Party. What do? You indulge in voter list manipulation. Shahadra is a classic example. Here's a constituency that Aam Aadmi Party won last time by 5,000 votes. in Shadra, we found over the course of just 2 or 3 weeks, applications have been put by 1 or 2 BJP people, I think it was just one BJP person, to delete 11,000 names in the voter list. 11,000, where margin was 5,000, you are applying, one person from BJP on his official letterhead is saying, ye 11,000 naam delete karo. Okay, these names were never put on the website of ECI as was required. But what is happening in New Delhi constituency is even far more sinister. Here's what, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's constituency, total around 1 lakh voters. In the last 2 weeks again, applications put for deletion of around 6,000 votes by 85 objectors, 85 different people, किसी ने 100, किसी ने 500 के नाम डाले. Now, Election Commission invited all of them for a personal hearing. Aam Aadmi Party was present. Out of these 85, only 11 people showed up, okay? Because individually उनको खत लिखा. Out of these 11 people, when they were asked कि ये आपने क्या due diligence करी before डालने, 11 of 11 said कि ये तो हमने डाला ही नहीं है, हमें नहीं पता हमारे नाम से किसने डाल दिया. Isn't this one of the biggest electoral scams in Indian history? Where this is an official election commission meeting, these 11 objectors are saying. So we asked the election commission then and there that please stall this entire process, don't act upon it. What did the election commission say? नहीं हमें तो we don't have any rule in our rule book कि इसको stall करना चाहिए, अब तो हम इसको deletion की जो प्रक्रिया इसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे. It's not that we will go and do a investigation on who are these people who did this fraud. That is where I feel that the entire electoral machinery today in Delhi is operating under some fear. It is the job of Aam Aadmi Party and the media to raise it and put the pressure on ECI to do course correction.
Talking about pressure, the district election officer has come out with claims that the Aam Aadmi Party has been pressurizing officials. It has he has named several senior Aam Aadmi Party leaders, including Mr. Sanjay Singh, Mr. Raghav Chadha, that they have been going to the offices and pressurizing them. How would you respond to that?
So this is precisely, the moment this fraud was caught, right, our leaders, including Mr. Sanjay Singh, Raghav Chadha, they went to the district election officer and said exactly this, that you accept that in your presence 11 out of the 85 people came and said कि हमने तो करा ही नहीं था, तो investigation बिठाइए. He said नहीं, ऐसा प्रावधान नहीं है. This was their response. They were being completely evasive. So then we said that एक काम करो, then wait for the other 85. Don't act on these because there is a process. We said stall the process, call these 85 people, do phone verification in our presence. They said नहीं, वो नहीं करेंगे, उसका प्रावधान नहीं है. Each and every answer was elusive. So what did our leaders do? We went and we exposed this in the media. Mind you, the Election Commission of India comes in the New Delhi constituency. आप देश के electoral system को चलाने की बात कर रहे हो, नई दिल्ली constituency में open electoral fraud हो रहा है. Can you stop it?
Along with deletion of voters, the Aam Aadmi Party has also been running the narrative of addition of Rohingyas in Delhi by the BJP. Now I want to be very specific while asking this. Do you really expect the voters of Delhi to believe that the Bharatiya Janata Party is actually bringing in Rohingya refugees to Delhi and settling them in colonies, etc.?
So
what proof does the Aam Aadmi Party have?
We have.
This?
I'm glad you asked this question because one needs to clear the air on this. This entire debate on Rohingyas Delhi में आए, कब आए, कितने आए, always happens a few months before Delhi elections. Who is the first to start it? The Bharatiya Janata Party. This time also, exactly I think around 1 month back, their leaders started saying कि बड़ी मात्रा में रोहिंग्याज आ गए हैं, आम आदमी पार्टी बसा रही है. So we asked a simple question. रोहिंग्याज अगर दिल्ली में आए हैं तो क्या रॉकेट से उड़ के सीधे बांग्लादेश या म्यांमार से आए हैं? नहीं ना, बॉर्डर क्रॉस करके आए हैं. बॉर्डर किसके हाथ में आती है? बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स कम्स अंडर द होम मिनिस्टर, द डिफेंस मिनिस्टर. दिल्ली की लॉ एंड ऑर्डर किसके हाथ में? हु लुक्स एट दिल्ली लॉ एंड ऑर्डर? इट्स अमित शाह. गो टू हरदीप पुरीज, द यूनियन मिनिस्टर्स ट्विटर. August 17, 2022, he actually tweeted saying that under the policy of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we are settling Rohingyas in Delhi. All of them are being given flats at EWS flats in Bakarwala, which is in outer Delhi, and we are providing them round the clock security. So, and once we counted them, I think BJP has now forgotten about Rohingyas.
But Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri also came out with clarifications on the same day that these are not flats that are being given to the DDA, but they are actually the same refugee camps.
नहीं तो accept किया ना उन्होंने. That's precisely my point. Here's a union minister claiming that tweet still stands, and now you're coming in saying, "Bhai, Kejriwal is responsible for Rohingyas." I mean, it's complete nonsense.
But the AAP is claiming that the BJP is bringing Rohingyas into Delhi. Is that claim? Does the party stand
we absolutely stand by that claim.
But what do you what do you think they seem to achieve by bringing Rohingyas into Delhi?
I believe भारतीय जनता पार्टी जब भी चुनाव लड़ती है, their number one agenda is communal polarization. Bharatiya Janata Party, have you ever heard BJP talk about ki, see BJP, Delhi is a half state, right? We have a lot of responsibilities like health, education, electricity, water. What is the number one responsibility that the central government has in Delhi? Law and order. Everybody knows what's the track record. BJP wants to run away from talking about its work, its actual contribution to Delhi, and therefore it will bring these kind of topics. And ये पहला है, I am saying अभी तो दिल्ली चुनाव announce हुए हैं, just देखिए आगे आगे क्या होता है. They will talk about anything and everything except work.
There is another very big narrative battle going on around, which is the renovation of the Chief Minister's residence. Just 2 days before we are recording this, the CAG has come out with a report with certain findings on the renovation, and I would just like to highlight some of those. The cost of renovation of the house included sheer curtains and mains for Rs 96 lakhs, kitchen equipment for Rs 39 lakhs, TV console for over 20 lakhs, treadmill and gym equipment for over 18 lakhs, silk carpet for over 16 lakhs. The Sheeshmahal narrative that the BJP has been going around with, after these figures, after this report, it does not just remain a narrative anymore. There is a CAG report that is getting associated with it. There are figures that are getting associated with it. How would you respond to these figures and this report as the Aam Aadmi Party?
I believe this is nothing but a huge diversionary tactic by the BJP, and the reason I say that is because let's understand what is this Chief Minister's house. Delhi's Chief Minister never had an official residence. For the first time an official CM residence, there was a complex created which has conference rooms, meetings rooms, security के लिए रहने की जगह. There was a complex, एक घर नहीं है, right? And इसमें जो भी खर्चा हुआ वो उतना हुआ. But if you look at the comparison of how much the Prime Minister of India is spending, देखो, this is where you know जो कहते हैं ना कि जिनके घर जिनके महल शीश में बने हुए होते हैं, शीशे के बने होते हैं, वो पत्थर फेंक रहे हैं किसी के ऊपर. Prime Ministers of India have always had a residence in Delhi. ऐसा तो नहीं कि पहली बार कुछ बना है. In the renovation of the official Prime Minister residence, Prime Minister Modi has spent 2,700 crores. This is the reality. 8,400 crores का उनका जहाज आया है. They said कि swimming pool है शीश महल में. They call that CM residence as a swimming pool. सोने के toilets हैं. We challenged BJP that come along with our media. Let's go together and visit the CM residence. आप दिखाइए swimming pool का है. Because you know, some numbers have come out, but lot of untruths and falsehoods are also being propagated. We also said कि CM के residence पे जाएंगे तो उसके बाद PM residence में भी जाएंगे.
But you know, it's not about the comparison of numbers. Eventually, when figures like these come out, people see it as public money. Be it 96 lakh rupees on curtains and 20 lakh rupees on TV console, or you know 1 crore for curtains. It is public money.
No, but I would also
at the end of
I
the
would
day.
also question the sanctity of these numbers. First of all,
It's a CAG report.
CAG report. This is apparently a leak of some CAG report. The CAG report has not come out yet, mind you. और किसने लीक करी? BJP ने लीक करी. Photos कौन लीक करता है? BJP करता है. See, it's a very convenient narrative.
So you do question the figures?
I do question the validity of the figures. I also question these blatant falsehoods being put out. For 2 years, they put a lot of our leaders in jail. Eventually, everybody got bail. Not just that, when the Supreme Court gave bail to Mr. Kejriwal, 2 things it said. First, this seems to be a biased investigation. Second, it says you are using CBI and ED as a caged parrot. It called out the fact that there is nothing, and now the excise policy has gone into cold storage. Same is this with Sheeshmahal. These are constructed narratives. Why? Because then BJP can avoid any scrutiny of what it is doing for the people of Delhi.
So the official stand now is to look at these figures with doubt?
Look at these figures with doubt. Look at the entire narrative around this with doubt.
There is a lot of chatter around this, so I am going to ask this without beating around the bush. Will Mr. Kejriwal return as the Chief Minister if the AAP wins?
110%. Just yesterday, we launched our official campaign song, and it's called Fir Laenge Kejriwal. The entire campaign is to bring Mr. Kejriwal again to become the Chief Minister.
Mr. Shah, thank you so much for joining the Quint and Quint Hindi, and thank you so much for joining me on Badi Badi Baatein. Once again, heartiest congratulations on the book, and I wish you all the luck for it.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure, Ishwar.